Hello everyone. In this video, you will find explanation of Act 2, Scene 7. This is the first scene where a suitor makes his choice of casket. Prince of Morocco is attracted by the gold casket and makes a wrong choice. And Portia is relieved of having got rid of a suitor whom she does not like. Now let's come to the detailed explanation of the scene. The scene takes place in Belmont in a room in Portia's house. Portia: go draw aside the curtains and discover the several caskets to this noble prince. Now make your choice. Draw the curtains aside and reveal the casket to this noble prince, that is Prince of Morocco. And then she asks Prince of Morocco to make his choice. Morocco. The Prince of Morocco, he is looking around at different caskets and reading them and trying to understand the quotations inscribed on them. The first of gold, who this inscription bears, who chooseth me shall gain what many men desire. The first casket is of gold and it carries an inscription that who chooses me will get as much as many men desire. The second silver which this promise carries, who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. And the second casket is made of silver. It carries a promise that who chooses me will get as much as that person deserves. This third, dull lead, with warning, all as blunt. The third one is a lead casket, and it contains a warning which is equally blunt as lead is. Who chooseth me must give an hazard all he hath. And the inscription is, who chooses me has to give and risk everything he has. How shall I know if I do choose the right? How shall I know if I have chosen the right casket? Portia: the one of them contains my picture, prince. If you choose that, then I am yours withal. One of the casket contains my picture, and if you choose that casket, then I am yours along it. Morocco: some God direct my judgment. Let me see. I will survey the inscription back again. What says this leaden casket? I will survey the inscriptions on the casket in a reverse order. What does the leaden casket say? Who chooseth me must give an hazard all he hath. Must give for what? For lead. Hazard for lead. I must give for what? For lead. For a cheap metal like lead. Hazard. Risk everything for lead. This casket threatens. This casket, leaden casket, it threatens. Men that hazard all do it in hope of fair advantages. People, they risk everything to get good advantage. A golden mind never stoops, not to show off dross. I will then nor give nor hazard aught for lead. A mind of gold never bends low to cheap and ordinary thing like lead. Therefore I will never give anything nor risk anything for lead. Prince of Morocco rejects the lead casket because he thinks lead is too cheap, too low for a person like him to choose. What says the silver with a virgin hue? What does the silver casket say with the pure color? Who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. As much as he deserves. Pause there, Morocco, and weigh thy value with an even hand. So the quotation says, the person who chooseth me will get as much as that person deserves. So stop there, Morocco, and weigh yourself, estimate yourself with an impartial hand, with impartial estimation. If thou best deserve enough, if you are judged by your estimation by yourself, and enough may not extend so far as to the lady, and but yet that enough of yours might not be enough to deserve the fair lady, that is Portia. And yet to be afraid of my deserving were but a weak disabling myself of myself, and yet to be doubtful whether I deserve the lady or not will bring discredit on myself. As much as I deserve, why, that's the lady. So I should get as much as I deserve, and that is the lady without any doubt. I do in birth deserve her, and in fortunes, in graces, and in qualities of breeding. But more than these, in love I do deserve. I deserve her because of my noble birth, because of my wealth, my natural virtues, my upbringing, my education, and above all these, I deserve her because I love her. So Prince of Morocco feels that he deserves the lady because of all these things that he possesses, that is his noble birth, his wealth, natural virtues, his upbringing, his education, and also because of his love for the lady. What if I strayed no but choose here? What if I wander no more and choose this casket? Let's see once more this saying graved in gold. Let's see the inscription on the gold casket once again. Who chooseth me shall gain what many men desire. Why, that's the lady. All the world desires her. Who chooseth me, who chooses me, will get what many people want. And why? Of course, that is lady. The whole world desires her. From the four corners of the earth, they come to kiss this shrine, this mortal breathing saint. From four corners of the world, suitors come to kiss this shrine. Shrine is a place where any sacred relic of a holy person is kept. Pilgrims, they kiss the relic to show their respect. This mortal breathing saint, Portia, is compared to a saint who is alive. The hurricane deserts and the vasty wilds of wide Arabia are as thoroughfares now for prince to come and view Portia. The hurricane desert, the wide deserts, and the vast wilderness of Arabia are now like main road for the prince who wants to see Portia. Nothing is a barrier for the people who want to marry Portia. They are taking dangerous journey just to see Portia. The watery kingdom, whose ambitious head spits in the face of heaven, is no bar to stop the foreign. The watery kingdom, the ocean, whose waves throw drops to heaven, is no barrier to stop the adventurous suitors. Even the oceans are covered by the suitors easily. But they come as over a brook to see Portia, and these suitors of these wide oceans as if they are crossing narrow rivers just to see Portia. One of these three contains her heavenly picture. One of these three caskets contains her heavenly picture. Is it like that lead contains her? Is lead worthy to contain her picture? It were damnation to think so base a thought. A person would be damned to think of such a cheap thought. It were too gross to rib her sackcloth in the obscure grave. Sackcloth is a waxed cloth in which a body is wrapped for burial. So lead is too cheap a metal to even enclose her sackcloth, in which she would be wrapped and placed in the dark grave. Or shall I think is silver she is emerald, being 10 times undervalued to tried gold? Or is she locked up in silver which is 10 times undervalued than gold. So sinful thought. This thought is also very sinful. Never so rich a gem was set in words than gold. A rich gem like Portia can be set in no other metal than precious gold. They have in England a coin that bears the figure of an angel. In England, there is a coin in which figure of an angel is engraved, stamped in gold, but that's inscribed upon. But here an angel in a golden bed lies all within. But that figure is engraved on the gold coin, that is outside the gold coin. But here Portia lies inside the casket, inside the gold. Deliver me the key, give me the key. Here do I choose, I thrive I as I may. So I choose this golden casket, whatever my success may be. Portia, there take it, prince, and if my form lie there, then I am yours. Take it, prince, take the key, prince, and if my picture lies there, then I am yours. He opens the golden casket. Morocco, oh hell, what have we here? A carrion death, within whose empty eye there is a written scroll. I will read the writing. Oh, what do I find here? A skull, and within whose empty eye there is a scroll. I will read it. All that glitters is not gold. Often have you heard that told. Everything that shines is not gold. You have often heard. Many a man his life hath sold, but my outside to behold. Man has given his whole life to see the outside of the gold. Gilded tomb do worms enfold. Tombs which are coated with gold, they have worms inside them. Had you been wise as bold, young in lips, in judgment old, if you had been wise as you are brave, if you had been sound in judgment as you are strong in body, your answer had not been inscrolled. You would have not got your answer written in this scroll. Fare you well, your suit is cold. So goodbye, your hopes are all dead. Cold indeed and labor lost, dead indeed and all the effort is lost. Then farewell heat and welcome frost. Love is referred to as heat, cold and disappointment referred to as frost. Therefore farewell love and welcome cold and disappointment. Portia, adieu, I have too grieved a heart to take a tedious leave, thus lose us apart. Therefore, bye Portia, my heart is too hurt, too grieved to take a formal leave, and therefore I depart. Exit with a strained flourish of cornet. Portia, a gentle riddance, draw the curtains, go, let all of his complexion choose me. Happy deliverance, draw the curtains, and may all of his kind make a similar. Here Portia shows her dislike for Morocco. It is a contrast to what she had said earlier. She had said to Morocco that Morocco would have stood a fair chance of marrying Portia if she would have not been barred by the will of her father. And now she expresses her dislike for Morocco. So here I end the explanation of Act 2, Scene 7. Thank you.